You're listening to a portion of our conversation from episode 254 featuring the Jurassic Wire with myself, Brad Jost, and co-host Aaron Beyer. If you want to hear the full conversation, download the episode on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever else you listen to podcasts. Today we discuss the recent video showcasing some new insights into the Jurassic World section of the Universal Beijing Resort. We look at some animatronics from the new ride Jurassic World Adventure, the concepts of the land, and even touch on Universal Orlando's Veloci Coaster. As always, be sure to let us know what you think, and of course, we hope you enjoy it. Alright, so for our next topic, we're going to be quickly, I feel like this could be a quick one. We're going to discuss Universal Beijing and the Jurassic World what's so funny? Isla Nublar
because
section.
You're like, this is going to be a quick one, and I'm like, no, this is the only topic I actually care about this week.
Oh no! But so we've had two topics somehow, right? Is that it? Just no, three. Okay,
No,
and I feel like
three.
they've like it's like the first two were like both an hour, and then the last one was like 30 something minutes. So
You buried this one at the end, and I'm like, wait, this is the best one.
Hey,
Why are we putting this one?
not even the end yet, so don't even worry about that.
Oh,
All right, so
know.
Universal Beijing, they just released a video showcasing some new elements of their park. A lot of it which we've seen before, but we're getting like new looks at it. So I have a video of this thing somewhere. Let's see, which one is it? I think it's here. I'm
Why
not
do I
going to
have
play.
a million tabs open.
That's why I am so confused. I don't know where I am anymore. So I'm not going to play the video, but we'll just kind of skim through. Universal Beijing Resort. It looks phenomenal. I mean, like the park in general just looks really, really great. One of the main things I've been hearing from a lot of people is like, why does China get all the good stuff? And they do have a ton of really great theme parks.
Money.
Yeah, they do have a ton of theme parks, money, ton of people go to visit these parks. But like, I feel like everybody just says that like our parks here in the States are just garbage, which is not accurate. Like everybody compares what you see in these visuals to Florida, for the most part. And you cannot compare apples to oranges in this case because like Beijing, this park built from complete scratch, like from dirt to a major theme park. All these other ones are like, well, Jurassic Park was built from dirt, in Islands of Adventure. And they did a pretty great job, of what they did at the time back in the 90s.
I was gonna say, but that was what, 20 years ago? Like,
Yeah. So obviously things have changed since then, and we're on Jurassic World now, and now people are like, well, it's just like, they half did it. You got some, because they had to mold these things after the fact. Same with California.
Right.
It's like they had a small, very, very small footprint to put some Jurassic in, and they did. And then they're like, well, we still have only that same small footprint. Let's just change it to Jurassic World. So you're really not getting the full immersive experience from either of our parks here in the States, but they're working with what they have, and it's not a lot of space. They just don't have limitless space.
So to those people, you have to say, look, the United States it's almost the rough draft for what could be done somewhere else, right? Because the United States parks have been around for so long. They are working with limited resources, but we are also the first usually to get a lot of these things. I will say like Japan gets a lot of things first, Disney-wise, but for the most part, it's like, okay, so yeah, Jurassic Park was built from dirt in Orlando, right? And looked amazing for 20 years ago. But then like Harry Potter comes along and also built from dirt. And how much grander is Harry Potter than any of the other lands at Universal Studios, right? So this is that. This is basically that. This is
them catching up to that, to that standard.
Right. This new Beijing one is like, hey, we have the technology, we have the architecture, we have the artistry now to do Jurassic. They're not going to like remake. They're not going to. I know for a while there was a rumor that we were getting another park with another Jurassic World as like a land. I feel like that is gone.
Well, yeah. I mean, Epic
now.
Universe, is that what it's called now? Yeah, I'm forget. Yeah,
Maybe.
Epic Universe is kind of on pause for the time being.
Well,
And
sure, of course
that was
is.
a third theme park in Orlando. And Jurassic World was never really going there, as far as we have seen from their concept art and stuff like that. You know, there was supposed to be Mario, like Super Mario, dragons, the dragons, whatever.
Yeah.
Universal Monsters and more Harry Potter, but no Jurassic there. So even with a brand new footprint, they still weren't going to do it. But that park would have been exactly like how cool you're seeing this, maybe even cooler, you know?
Right.
And it still can be. It's not dead. It's just on pause for the time being.
I think it's on pause. And to be quite honest with you, man, I think they'd be foolish not to do Jurassic over there.
They should definitely rethink what they've got, you know?
Right. But they are hunkering down on, they're like doubling down on kind of transitioning Jurassic Park into a branded mess over in Orlando. So, I think with what Orlando is doing, I'm okay if they just completely rebrand as Jurassic World now. I would rather have Jurassic World than a hodgepodge.
I'm just realizing we probably should have added Veloci Coaster to this. We haven't talked about that, have we?
Let's talk about Veloci Coaster.
We can do that. We can do that. Yeah, we can do that in a second. Finish your thoughts.
I mean, so rather than all this Jurassic Park and Jurassic World like kind of at war with each other, I would rather just, even though Jurassic World isn't I'd much prefer park era and color scheme. Like, I'm too OCD to accept that both exist in the same spot. So I guess I would succumb to Jurassic World kind of taking over that land. I
don't think it ever will, but yeah.
No, but like, this is Islands of Adventure 2.0. This is like, hey, we have a blank slate.
Oh,
what
exactly.
can we do to make something fantastic? And this looks awesome. I'm totally jealous of the Chinese for having this. So,
oh my God,
amazing.
It's amazing. So let me go back to that video there for a second. So it looks incredible though. Everything that I've seen so far. We get a quick glimpse here of, at the beginning of this, I'm trying to find it real quick for you guys. There's a shot of the interior of the new Jurassic World Adventure ride. That's what it's called, Jurassic World Adventure. I don't know if this is the right video or not.
Oh, dude, the Innovation Center looks awesome. I don't know what this brachiosaur is in the valley. I'll just talk while you're pulling up the thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's like an image with like a brachiosaur, and they're like in the valley with the monorail and the Hawaiian Islands there in the back with like the Pteranodon dome. I don't know what this is supposed to represent. I don't know like how you turn this into like an attraction. But the interior of this Pteranodon aviary, it looks awesome, man. Like, I don't know if it was here or somewhere, but like the only concept art we ever get of what the aviary looks like on the inside is from like that Dairy Queen cup that came out. And that looked really cool, but this is also really cool in the sense that like there's a coaster that's going through this aviary. And to me, that's very theme park. Like, how do you turn an animal attraction that deals with flying dinosaurs? How do you turn that into like an experience? And the obvious answer is to put a roller coaster like through the aviary.
Yeah.
I know SeaWorld has that theme park that has water slides that go through dolphin tanks. Like, that's crazy, Yeah.
So
this is
interior,
reminiscent of that.
It's beautiful, dude. Like, it has so much stuff in there, so much rock work inside the dome. Massive tree. You've got a tunnel, kind of like we were talking about with the T-Rex Kingdom in a way.
What's up with Camp Jurassic though? Seems weird.
That's interesting. I mean, we don't necessarily know if this will 100% stick. This could have been some old.
Sure.
I know it does say it on the bottom as they're introducing all their experiences. Hopefully it changes. It would be a missed opportunity to not just say Camp Cretaceous.
Right?
It doesn't make any sense. So hopefully, and they're this park is full of DreamWorks stuff. so it would make sense. Universal and DreamWorks work
Yeah.
hand in hand. So Kung Fu Panda, for instance, is in this park all over the place.
Really?
But yeah, there's a coaster going through there. I don't know how fast of a coaster or anything this is going to be. But yeah, it looks like you can climb the tree. It looks like there might be some slides all over the place. I don't know if that's water slide or not, but I don't think so. I think it's just a normal slide. But yeah, this looks phenomenal. Looks really, really cool. And then there are pteranodons like in the video flying in there, and I think that's just something for the visuals here. I don't really feel like we'll see that unless they have viewing platforms, which would be really cool if you step into a viewing platform and there's just a massive screen that is simulating the room that you're seeing.
I was going to say, so before the show, one of the things I want to dive into was, do you think that this could be Universal stepping into the idea of, because Harry Potter is kind of a lens-free, it's supposed to be lens-free 3D, but it's really, it's kind of not, but it does give that sense of like augmented reality on the Harry Potter ride. Do you think that you could walk into basically like you said, like a big screen, but with some kind of like augmented reality, like the projections of like Owen and stuff that we've seen, but amped up to 100?
I don't know. I think, if you look at what I mentioned before with that tunnel, if there are tunnels like that, they could just throw in some sort of video screens. Like, say for instance, you have to
they could.
You have to just enter this section via a tunnel or something like that. They could make it simulate like like you're in one of those Shark Tank things that you walk through where you can see 360. It could be cool to simulate that, where you're walking through the tunnel and you're looking around, just like the Mosasaur Lagoon thing in the Jurassic World ride.
The Kong ride at Universal, man. Like,
yeah, you really feel like you're looking around and walking through there, and then you enter, you come through and you enter through the grand entrance, and you're like, oh man, now I'm in here. I don't know where the Pteranodons went, but
you're breaking my heart, man. You're breaking my heart.
I can't say, for instance, that that will actually be in there, but that would be a genius thing to do.
Man, Jurassic is so wasted at Universal Studios, and I just wish that they could pull off some of that magic that they use around the rest of the theme park. I would say Spider-Man feels a bit dated now, especially as like a 3D attraction. But Transformers feels really good. Kong feels really good.
I think Spider-Man still holds up. It's just the fact that it's like an animated version of Spider-Man that maybe feels like it dates it, like a comic version.
Last time I wrote it, I felt like it was a bit wonky. Like
I think they've updated it since then, but
I mean, maybe. I'm sure. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. But it just makes me sad, and like, maybe this is a good opportunity to transition over into like Veloci Coaster, unless you have anything else to say about the Beijing thing.
No, well, we do have a giant mountain that's going to be there, right near the.
I'm assuming that houses a ride, right?
The mountain is connected. Yeah, it's all part of the dome. So there is the dome as well attached to the mountain, like right behind it, somewhere. And you can see the coaster going through there. You got the visitor center is going to be the queue to the Jurassic World Adventure. So you're going to go through there and it's going to queue you into the ride. This is all life-size, like, innovation center. Yeah. So did I say visitor center? Maybe. Yeah.
Same.
You have Hammond's, which is really cool. Looks like it's going to be a very, very upscale restaurant. And you have a statue out there of Hammond, which I cannot tell if that's a statue also of Lex and Tim, but man, would that be really cool. Hammond is holding a dinosaur in his hands, and Lex and Tim could be there, or it's just some other kids, I don't know, but that would be cool.
Man, I'll never go here. That's what really stinks, is that I'll never go here.
Make the trip, because it looks like it's going to be amazing. Yeah, I don't know where that shot is that I saw before. I'm like scrolling through and I'm not saying. I know it's like a very, very quick shot. But let me. continue on here because here is another shot from inside the Jurassic World Adventure ride. I can't get a good shot of it. Here
it's just of the T-Rex and the Indominus.
This is just the Indominus here. You can see the Indominus full scale,
so good,
like animatronics. And then another shot here. Good. So this is going to be like what you were saying, where like with Harry Potter, where you go from physical sets to kind of like a glassesless 3D, or simulating like you're in a real space, and that's what this is right here. This shot that you're seeing, hopefully, they'll transition to like a massive screen, and you'll feel like you're zooming through Gallimimus. What's the valley? Gyrosphere Valley or something like that. And
okay,
like that kind of look. And you see off in the distance, you see the aviary, and you see the monorail, you see a Brachiosaurus. And interestingly, like, which I didn't think that they would cover this too much, but one of these shots, like there's a lightning strike, which it's not pulling up there. I can't really focus on it, but
it's in the valley. It's like
there's like a massive lightning strike, which is really, really cool. For some reason, this video is like a little bit different than the one that initially popped up. But it just looks incredible, dude. And I gotta visit this park like immediately.
I mean, it looks really cool. I don't know, maybe start saving my money for it. But
yeah, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm excited for it. I think these animatronics look absolutely amazing. It seems like they're kind of taking a page from, not that they listen, but it seems like they're kind of taking a page from what I said, where it's like, take that exhibition tour that we went to, and all Universal Orlando has to do is just basically set up the exhibition tour, and it's already more Jurassic than what they currently have in Orlando. And I feel like that's kind of what this is, because these animatronics look amazing.
Yeah,
that T-Rex looks like the T-Rex from the paddock, the Tyrannosaur paddock, like the main road attack,
Sure, yeah.
It looks so good. It looks so good.
All right, so here I have I do have a video here where you can see our picture, and this is all legit. This is real. What you're seeing here is you're in a Spider-Man / Transformer type attraction with that kind of vehicle, and you're literally in the movie, like zooming straight up to the Indominus fighting the T-Rex. And I'm assuming blue probably plays into this, and maybe you get to see those characters from the movie, like inside of the tower area right over there.
Right.
It's certainly possible, and maybe you come across the Mosasaurus afterwards. But this is a legit animatronic standing right in front of you. Massive, massive stuff. It's incredible.
Do you think this is what's supposed to be on the Jurassic World ride in California that like was apparently like, I don't know what the news is. You probably know more than I do.
Yeah, I mean there has been an update to that attraction, but the park is not opened, and we don't really know when that's going to open. So
the park is not open because of COVID, or the ride's not open
because of COVID. So
still,
okay. they have not been open since all of this, not once. Florida has, but not California. So
yeah, I know
there could be a massive update with a full scale Indominus T-Rex battle like it was intended.
Yeah,
but yeah, so it should be as cool as not as cool as this, because this is a battle taking place in the correct spot. The Jurassic World ride is just like not in the right spot whatsoever. It's just like a recreation of that moment. But this is that moment. Like, you are really reliving that moment, which is really cool.
Right. That's exciting, man.
Here's that lightning strike that I was talking about before. There we go. You can barely see it there.
This is the one with the Brachiosaur?
Yeah, and just bring in my frame over a little bit so you can see it better. But yeah, so I'd imagine that this ride probably has some sort of issue like we were talking about with Camp Cretaceous, where maybe there's going to be a storm or something rolling in. as you're on the attraction. And Universal is known for their fire and water effects, so could be interesting. Could be. I'm sure they're not going to pour down on you or anything, but you never know. But yeah, I think that's probably about it. Here's a closer look at the coaster for you. Looks pretty fun.
So, yeah. Now I might have missed it. Did you cover the Veloci Coaster, like a big video once they did the big trailer for it?
Yeah, I did do something. Yeah. Here we have the Veloci Coaster. I did do some video for it, and you get to see, like, in one of the opening sequences of the ride, there's like a lot of flashing lights and stuff like that, and raptors in cages, and man, it looks really cool. Like, it looks awesome.
It looks neat. I had a friend like lay into me about I said some fans are mad because it like kind of destroys that view. Granted, I don't think I was ever, and I could be wrong. So it's people out there, tweet at me if I'm speaking incorrectly. I don't think I was ever someone who was like anti putting the coaster there. I mean, it changes the view for sure, but does it? I don't know if it really ruins it. I thought their concept art of the coaster with the visitor center or the Discovery Center actually looks nice. But it also looks nice because it's a image that is in the dark. And so it's got a lot of purples and blues and lights and stuff. And I just feel like that's not going to play well during the day. But I like how it frames that Discovery Center, and again, if you look at Orlando as either being Jurassic World Orlando or being a condensed iteration of what Jurassic is, then I guess it makes sense. The coaster looks fun, but to me, all coasters are fun, so.
Yeah, I mean, the car itself looks awesome. It's got those bright lights all over it. It looks really, really fast. I think we did talk about this ride, did we?
We might have. I feel like
we might have.
I feel like we've treaded on this before.
It feels like we're repeating.
You know what?
But like this is it's just show the comparison, I guess, between what they're getting over there and what we're getting down in Florida. So, it's all relative though. This is going to be a great coaster, and sure, it maybe messes with the water view, which I'm kind of bummed about, but it's going to be a world-class roller coaster.
I mean, they could amp up that water view still and just put some freaking dinosaurs out there in the lagoon in front of the coaster. If you put a couple big brachiosaurs out in front, oh my gosh,
it'd be incredible. I doubt that'll ever happen. They'll just look terrible over time. All right, so that's good enough. Let's move on to our next.